buzz around the campus. How's practice so far?
Practice has been really competitive and eventful is probably a good way to say it. We have so much to learn with all of the new kids that we have that every practice has been so important, so much to put in, so much to learn, learning each other, learning new plays, learning a way to play defense the way we expect it. And definitely action-packed. There's not been one day that from the beginning to the end there was some discovery going on and a bunch of kids getting better.
One in particular, and you'll get this question all day, Jennifer Gores.
Yeah, Jennifer is doing fantastic, and I've described her many times in the past few months as a brand new woman, and the woman that we had last year wasn't too bad, but this year she really is just operating on a different level. Her leadership is something that she's taking very seriously and really embracing that role as the only senior and trying to make the most of it. And it's just been admirable to see that change in her, to see that type of growth and maturity and the same hunger and desire and work on the court that we've always seen in her, but higher expectations all the way around.
I know losses from last year, but can you, just looking back for a few seconds, talk about the momentum coming out of the NCAA tournament and a successful ending to the year, even though you lost to Baylor, but carrying that momentum forward?
Definitely a lot of momentum, and I think when you're talking of connecting one season to another, certainly looking back, you've got to talk about expectations, and that's where we feel like that momentum has taken us. It took us right into, I think, the best summer we've ever had. The kids really took ownership of that time, as you hope that they do, since we don't have an impact on it. And our preseason, I think, was a great indicator of, how hungry they are, how much more they want. Even as last season ended on a high note, definitely wanted more and weren't satisfied. And, just really pleasing. Great starting point for us as coaches, to get a group that is working at that level, really motivated and believes in each other and believes in themselves individually. So I think big things for this team.
Coach, it won't be long. It won't be long. This team will be headed out to Las Vegas. Some challenges there. Can you just talk about preseason schedule in general? In a trip like that, what you hope to get out of it? Obviously, three wins. But outside of that, I feel like you do that trip for a bigger reason than just the wins and losses.
Well, definitely. We play in the best conference in the country, hands down. The best athletes, the best coaches. I think some of the best rivalries anywhere. And I think we're doing our kids a disservice if we don't construct a non-conference schedule that prepares them for what that's going to be like. And it really can be a grind. It can be very unfriendly. You've got to be ready for those challenges. And so we try to, our whole non-conference schedule, we bear that in mind when we're putting it together. Have some great early games before we go out to Las Vegas, but it does present a specific challenge of playing 3 days in a row. You obviously have very little preparation against great competition, and it's going to be a challenge, I think, for our kids, not just physically, but really even more so mentally, to be able to adapt to a new game plan with basically just a walkthrough and maybe watching a little film. And so I know it's going to be a challenge for us, but that's what we want to do in November, is really, really challenge our players. Our coaches will be challenged as well, and get the most out of those experiences so that we're ready when January rolls around.